Excuse the lighting in here today. It's a little dark and dingy. We put new lights up, and they're not quite as bright as we need them to be. But I need to share with you this morning about a thought that I had about why is it? Listen, people that follow God, people that don't follow God. Okay, um, if you take a believer, we'll call so-called believer, and a so-called unbeliever, right, and put them on top of a cliff and told them both to jump, right? They both of them equally would fall off the cliff and die, smash in the smithereens on the rocks, right? So what's that? That's the law of gravity. Okay? There's laws out there that it doesn't matter if you're a believer or an unbeliever. It doesn't matter at all. So I've been in Christianity a long time. I've been since I was 30 years old. So 28 years, I guess. So I want to ask you. I've been perplexed about this question is why do Christians, why even do Buddhists, why do religious people think they got an edge on the rest of the world? Hmm. Why? Oh, because we know God. Yeah, right. Really? Okay. You really know God. Okay. And I say this, I don't say this out of blatant um, put down or blatant issues with other people. This is in me. And I want to share with you what's going on in me that might bring clarity to your heart and mind. And I have been walking in so much freedom in my life. Oh, crazy stuff, good stuff, money, great marriage, all of it. It's coming in like you wouldn't believe. I can't stop it. I can't stop the love for my wife. I can't stop the flow of money. I can't stop the flow of anything. It's awesome. And it's because I changed my heart and mind about three different things. Number one, I changed my heart about who God is. Number two, I changed my heart on who I am. And number three, I changed my heart on who God thinks I am. And when I did that, woo, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride. And I wanted to share with you in my videos how it's been started in 2011. So it's been, what's that, 10 years now. 10 years in July when everything started changing. And it's been amazing, amazing ride. Anyway, but let's go back to the question. So why do people see this is the whole thing of the world today. Separation. I know some Christians, I know some Buddhists, I know, and I don't particularly put anybody in that box. So don't give me a break. So, but it seems like the religious people are so dogmatic and caught in their beliefs that they can't believe in anybody else and their stuff. Now, what has God told us to do? He told us to accept and love everyone around us, right? So, so I'm getting some new things in my heart, my life, and I share them on Facebook, and people basically attack me. They do. They come and they attack me. Well, you're not a pastor no more. Shut up. Will you just shut up? Because you don't know what you're talking about. And but it's when I was a pastor. Am I still a pastor? I don't know. I don't matter to me anymore. Um, I'm just going to consider myself a life coach from now on because people receive that a whole lot better. You tell them, I tell some of my customers that I was a pastor or I am a pastor, whatever you want. You believe what you want. And what happens is people they come at you like, oh, their attitude totally changes. So when I tell them I ran a ministry in Clearwater for 15 years to recovery, I don't tell them I was a pastor. I tell them that I ran it, I directed it, I started it, I founded it, whatever. The Center of Hope. That's how I do it. I don't tell them that I pastored anymore because and you never know who you're talking to. I started talking to another couple about what we're now believing, and they're strong, um, um, strong, what is, strong, is that the word? I don't know. They're really strong in their beliefs about typical Christianity today. And then, and as many of you know, my views have changed a little bit. And they didn't even hire me. Wouldn't even hire me. Text them a couple of times. Did you ever get a, they didn't even hire me. But I'm saying how separation, this is all about separation. Separation ruins friends. Just because your friends don't believe like you do, you don't associate with them no more? What's your family? Because they don't believe in that. This is exactly what's going on in the world today. Separation, racism, separation, right? Christianity and all the just religious. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put Christianity. Religion brings separation because the people who belong to those groups think they're better. Not everybody. Don't get me wrong. There's some good people in there, but a lot of them, they think they got something over on you and know more than you. That's wrong. That brings separation. John, in the book of John, John 17, it says that Jesus says, I wish they all knew that they were one as we are one. Am I right or wrong for you Bible scholars out there? You are not one with somebody if you think you're better than them. You're not one with somebody if you think you know more than they do. You're not one with somebody if you think that you got something over on them. They're going to hell and you're not. That's not going to bring them to the knowledge of the loving God that you know. Sorry. And so I never saw this as a pastor, as a Christian. I never saw this. I was so dogmatic. It was freaking stupid. And these people, and please forgive me, any guys that were in my, I had over 1,000, almost 1,500 men in our ministry, and went through our ministry. And I apologize up front right now that what I was teaching was separation, and I apologize up front. It was wrong. Now I want you to do know something. Since God had been working on me, probably since 2009, 2010, I stopped teaching separation. And sometime I'll teach you what I meant by that later on. But I stopped. I felt that was causing, um, it was causing separation in our ministry at the time, in my life. You know, that I thought I knew more than the boys did. You know what I mean? I was wrong. Some of them would come up to me and say, and give me these questions, these crazy, outlandish questions. I'm like, oh, that's stupid to myself. What are you even bringing that up for? Separation. I couldn't understand them and love them where they're at and accept them for what they believed at that moment. I was wrong. I was wrong. Many of those guys are still, well, many of those guys are doing really, really good. Pastor Dan Dunn told me one time, I came back from Tennessee, went up to the front of the church, and I was basically weeping that I had not been I've been a horrible person and pastor and whatnot. And he looked at me in the eyes and said, Dale, Dale, look at me in the eyes. He said, look, you're focusing on the people that didn't make it. Focus on the other 1,000 guys that did make it, that are back with their families, that are back working jobs, that are back owning their own business. You focus on the wrong ones. And I stepped back and I said, wow, wipe the tears from my eyes because I thought I was a personal failure. And that's how we all do, guys. We're all stupid like that. And then what happens then? Because of our failures, we separate ourselves from God. Well, he doesn't love me. He thinks I'm a worthless worm. Whatever it may be. That's crap. Listen, do you not know the word of unconditional? Unconditional is unconditional. God doesn't even see your failures. It's in Hebrews. He forgets your sins no more. It's done. Your sins or mistakes or whatever we want to put it. When you yelled at your wife yesterday or yelled at your kids, you remember it. You hold on to it. And it causes separation from God, as they talk about in the Old and New Testament. But it never, and that's in your eyes. That's not in God's eyes. God has never, ever been separated from you, Romans 8. Nothing can separate you from him or his love. Nothing. So separation is huge in this world today. The racism, have you got your shot? Have you not got your shot? Do you wear a mask? Do you not wear a mask? Do you anything? The doctor you go to, the CPA you go to, I do things better than everybody else. That's baloney. Stop it. Accept people the way they are. You know why? God has accepted you just the way you are. So stop it. We're at 10:53. We're doing good today, huh? So I don't go over 15 minutes, by the way. So what I'm saying is stop doing this to yourself. Stop separating everything from you. Some of the things that I've learned over the last 10 years have helped me not only accept everybody around me, but have learned to accept myself. And this is huge. This is a monster was in my life. Not saying it's in yours, it's in mine. It was huge because I thought that all that stuff had separated me from God, but it did in my mind. And that's in Corinthians, by the way. It separates you, yes, in your mind. That's all. Put this in a daddy perspective. You're a kid. Your kid does something really, really bad. So you disown him for the rest of his life. So you let's see how I'm put this. So you don't talk to him anymore. You don't know. You always want to be with your kids. Okay, they messed up. So what? Who cares? Move forward, repair it, say you're sorry, whatever it takes to get that, and come back and hang out with each other again. Separation. The separation with God has never ever been in his mind. It's only been in yours. Who's the last person when I used to ask the guys in the ministry, when you messed up, when you went and touched those drugs again, or when you went and drank that beer again, or whatever you did, what was the last person you wanted to know that you messed up? Your mom and dad. But guess what? In most cases, guess what? They still had you home. They still brought you back. They still want to hang out with you as long as you're sober. Hello, hello. But take that out of the addiction realm. We do it every day. There's another one. How about that? That's a huge separation. That your sin is better or greater than mine, or my sin is better than yours. More separation. See, separation has been since the foundation of earth, ever since Cain and Abel, ever since Adam and Eve, all that stuff. It's been a fight. And so Jesus tried to come back and tell you, look, John 17, he says, look, we are one. We learn to love each other. But the greatest problem to loving each other is we don't love and accept ourselves. We don't. Because if you loved and accepted yourself, all that stuff that people said about you or try to separate in your life from them, it would go away. It would just like like some people attack me now compared to what 10 years ago when they used to attack me on internet or Facebook, whatever. I used to get really mad on the inside, crazy. Like, dude, don't believe what I believe. And now, now that I'm where I'm at now, oh well, got a cool book. Can you read it backwards? Does it say? No, you can't read it backwards. Oh well. To begin each day with a grateful heart. Backwards. And I'm learning this. So don't think I've finished the path. I think I'm still on it. So listen. Don't let nobody separate you from yourself, because that's the greatest separation there is. Love and accept yourself, and your life will radically change forever. We're at 14 minutes and 59 seconds. We're doing great. Like the wall behind me, I did that for Joanne. You know why? Because we're not separated. You have a great day. And just think about this. This has been around for thousands of years. And religion will separate you faster than anything. Have a great day. God bless.